What if the wealthiest person in your group chat isn't the one posting the vacation photos? What if the real flex isn't the car, the condo, the curated desk setup, but the ability to ignore your phone at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday because your money isn't screaming at you? Today, I want to introduce you to two people, same city, same age, same graduation year, same starting line, different rules, different outcomes. Let's call the first one Ryan. Ryan is 32, senior product manager, base salary, $165,000, bonus potential, stock options. His LinkedIn reads like a case study in upward mobility. He lives in a high-rise with floor-to-ceiling windows. He leases a German SUV. He upgrades his phone every year because the camera is better. He tells himself he works hard. He deserves nice things. And he does work hard. But 3 days before payday, his checking account drops below $1,000. He carries a quiet $9,000 balance on a credit card. He tells himself it's strategic. He has no real emergency fund. If his job disappeared tomorrow, he'd have maybe 3 weeks before the math turns ugly. Now, meet Maya. Maya is 33, operations manager at a mid-sized company. She earns $78,000. She drives a paid-off car. She keeps her devices until they genuinely stop functioning. She travels twice a year, thoughtfully, not impulsively. She invests automatically every month. She has a 6-month emergency fund and a growing brokerage account. Her net worth is $210,000. Ryan earns more than double Maya's salary. Maya has more than 10 times Ryan's financial stability. And before you assume Maya lives on rice and beans, she doesn't. She eats out. She buys things she loves. She just follows rules Ryan never learned. This isn't about income. It's about structure. And by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly which path you're currently walking, whether you realize it or not. Let's start with the most dangerous financial mistake nobody talks about: not defining enough. Most people have income goals. They have dream salary numbers: 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, 7 figures. But almost nobody sits down and asks, what does a genuinely comfortable life actually cost me? Not aspirational, not Instagram-worthy, comfortable. If you never define that number, something else will define it for you: your next raise. Here's how it happens. You earn $70,000. You get a raise to $85,000. You upgrade apartments. It feels reasonable. You earn $100,000. You upgrade the car. Feels earned. You earn $130,000. Flights become business class just this once. Restaurants shift from occasional treat to default choice. Each step feels small. Each step feels justified. But every time your income rises, your baseline rises with it. Psychologists call this hedonic adaptation. You normalize improvements almost instantly. What used to feel luxurious becomes ordinary. What used to feel exciting becomes expected. The restaurant that once marked a celebration becomes a Tuesday night. The new car smell fades. The bigger apartment becomes just where you live. And now your enough has silently moved upward again. If you never define enough intentionally, your lifestyle will define it endlessly. So here's the exercise. Take your actual monthly take-home pay. Subtract taxes. Subtract retirement contributions. Now calculate what you truly need to feel secure and comfortable. Housing, food, transportation, insurance, entertainment, savings, a margin for enjoyment. Write that number down. Add 20% for breathing room. That's your enough number. Everything above that number builds freedom, not upgrades. Most people never draw that line, so the line keeps moving. Now let's talk about something even more uncomfortable. Every purchase you make has two price tags. The first one is obvious. It's printed on the screen. It's the number you tap confirm on. The second one is invisible. It's what that money could have become. Let's say you spend $500 a month upgrading your lifestyle. Nicer car, premium subscriptions, small conveniences that feel harmless. $500 a month invested at 7% for 30 years becomes roughly $600,000. You didn't spend $500. You spent $500,000 in slow motion. But your brain doesn't process that number because it never appears all at once. It appears as $18.99, $42, $120, $300. Your brain evolved to handle immediate trade-offs, not compound interest over decades. That's why this rule matters. Before buying something recurring, calculate its 20-year version. Not to guilt yourself, to see clearly. Some purchases are absolutely worth their second price tag. Others are not. But most people never look. Now let's talk about identity spending. Open your bank app later and scroll through your last 20 discretionary transactions. Ignore rent. Ignore utilities. Look at the things you chose. Now ask yourself one uncomfortable question. Would I still buy this if nobody else ever knew I owned it? No one sees the car. No one sees the brand. No one sees the apartment. Would you still want it? A shocking percentage of spending fails this test. Not because you're shallow, because humans are wired for status comparison. Social comparison theory explains that we evaluate ourselves relative to others. And in the age of social media, you're exposed to curated highlights of other people's consumption all day long. You see someone's new kitchen, someone's vacation, someone's promotion, someone's soft life. And your brain quietly updates your baseline. You don't feel jealous exactly. You feel slightly behind. And that feeling has a price tag. You upgrade to close the gap. But here's the twist. Everyone else is doing the same thing. You're performing wealth for an audience too busy performing their own. It's a very expensive loop. Now let's remove willpower from the equation. Because willpower fails under stress. Enter the 72-hour firewall. For any non-essential purchase above a threshold you set, maybe $75, maybe $100, you must wait 72 hours before completing it. You can research. You can add to cart. You cannot pay. Why does this work? Because impulse purchases rely on urgency. The emotional spike peaks quickly and fades quickly. Retailers manufacture time pressure. Only 3 left. Sale ends tonight. Your cart is expiring. Your cart is not expiring. Your impulse is. When you delay the transaction, most desires dissolve. The ones that survive the waiting period are the ones aligned with your actual values, not your temporary mood. Now let's talk about upgrades. Upgrading working things is one of the most expensive, quiet habits in modern life. Phones, cars, laptops, furniture. Ask yourself 3 questions before replacing anything. Is it broken beyond reasonable repair? Does the new version allow me to do something fundamentally different, not slightly better, but different? Is keeping the current one costing me more than replacing it? If the answer is no to all 3, you're paying for novelty. Novelty is addictive, but novelty compounded is expensive. Over 10 years, small, frequent upgrades can easily cost 6 figures. Not because any single purchase was outrageous, because the pattern never stopped. Now we need to talk about subscriptions. Subscriptions are brilliant for companies. They are small enough to feel harmless and automatic enough to be invisible. Streaming, cloud storage, fitness apps, productivity tools, newsletters, premium tiers you forgot existed. The average person underestimates their monthly subscription spending dramatically. Here's the reset protocol. Cancel everything that isn't essential, all of it. Then, over the next 7 days, resubscribe only to the services you genuinely miss and actively use. You'll be surprised how many never come back. Now let's flip from defense to offense. Raises. When most people get a raise, they upgrade their life first and save what's left. The wealthy reverse it. They capture the raise before their lifestyle touches it. If your income increases by $10,000, direct 70 to 80% of that increase straight into investments automatically. Let your lifestyle rise slightly if you want, but modestly, because raises are the easiest money to save. You never lived without them before. If you don't capture raises early in your career, you'll look back in your 40s wondering how 6 figures turned into nothing. Automation is the backbone of this. If you rely on discipline, you will eventually fail. Not because you're weak, because you're human. Set automatic transfers on payday. Invest first. Bills autopay. Emergency fund lives in a separate bank. Savings rate increases automatically with income. When the system handles decisions, your emotions don't get a vote. Now here's the simplest metric that matters more than almost anything else. Your savings rate. Not your credit score. Not your income. Not your investment picks. Your savings rate. Money saved and invested divided by gross income. If it's 5%, progress is slow. If it's 20%, momentum builds. If it's 30% or more, your future accelerates dramatically, because wealth is built in the gap between earning and spending, not in the size of earning alone. Now, let's make this personal. Translate purchases into hours of your life. Take your monthly take-home pay and divide it by 160 hours. That's your effective hourly rate. If you take home $4,800 a month, that's $30 per hour. Now that $900 gadget costs 30 hours of your life. Almost a full work week. That $1,500 vacation upgrade costs 50 hours, more than a week. The $800 car payment costs 26 hours every single month, more than 3 full work days, monthly. When you reframe purchases in hours, they feel different, because money feels renewable. Time does not. Finally, the metric that ties everything together, your freedom horizon. If your income stopped tomorrow, how long could you maintain your current lifestyle without panic? Count it in days. For many people, it's less than 30. That's not stability. That's a tightrope. Your freedom horizon equals your emergency fund plus accessible investments divided by monthly expenses. 3 months is breathing room, 6 months is confidence, 12 months is power. Because when you have a long freedom horizon, you negotiate differently. You choose differently. You tolerate less. You sleep differently. Ryan earns more but has a freedom horizon of 18 days. Maya earns less but has 7 months. Who is wealthier? The one with more income or the one with more options? Wealth is not loud. It doesn't show up in Instagram captions. It shows up in calm, in the absence of urgency, in the ability to say no, in the ability to walk away. Ryan looks successful. Maya is stable. Ryan's lifestyle compresses his freedom. Maya's systems expand hers. Neither outcome is accidental. They are the result of small daily decisions compounded over years. No single catastrophic mistake, just repeated drift versus repeated discipline. You don't need a dramatic overhaul tonight. Start with one rule. Define your enough number. Implement the 72-hour firewall. Calculate your savings rate. Cancel subscriptions. Automate investments. Measure your freedom horizon. One rule, then another. Because compound interest doesn't just apply to money, it applies to behavior. The version of you 5 years from now is being built quietly by what you normalize today. So ask yourself honestly, are you building a lifestyle that requires your next paycheck? Or a life that can survive without it? Are you chasing income or constructing freedom? Because the person earning less but needing less will almost always win. If this shifted your perspective, subscribe. Not for motivation, for strategy. Because the loudest flex in 10 years won't be what you bought. It'll be what you own, quietly.